for joining me on D's analysis. We're going to be looking at SMCI. So we've been riding up this trend line since July 2022. Pushing up, we broke underneath it, pushed back up, got a little retest at 67 or so, and pushed back down to this horizontal level of support. At the same time, we've also been riding down this trend line since March 2024. We had a couple touches that also coincided with that same drop down. So that was a lot of resistance at the top of price, and that's why it moved down. Now we're here at a structure of horizontal support. We're kind of stuck in between. Let's see if we crack underneath it. The next level I would see is roughly $27 to $25, somewhere in that region. Maybe even a little bit lower if we crack underneath it and get a retest push down. Another thing that I noticed too was we did have a bull flag that we were creating here, and we broke above it, and the bull flag actually measured out to be almost to the T. When you go from there to the top, it was off by a little bit, but it kind of gave you a solid idea of where price could go for that next leg up. As you can see, we talk about it in other videos, but that just goes to show, the bull flag does kind of play out sometimes. It doesn't always work, but it's a good guidance for what could happen. And then after that, we had our flagpole, and it looked like we were trying to make another, not a bull flag, but a bull pennant. Looks like we were trying to make a bull pennant. It would have probably been a pennant if we had this move end up being something like this. Instead of it going down, we had something like that. We continued, and then we broke out. That would have been a bull pennant, and we held like a horizontal level of support right here. That would have been a nice little bull pennant, but it ended up being a failed bull pennant, and we broke down. So we broke down, and we're currently at this level here. We do have a trend line riding up here on the weekly. We've had 2 touches. Maybe we get a bounce here to keep the move going up. We're going to take a look here at the Bollinger Bands on the weekly. We're right here in the middle, potentially bouncing off the blue band, pushing to the red band up top. On the daily, we're in between the blue and the green, so it looks a little bit better on the weekly than the daily. In terms of SMA, we're right at the 50, but we're still underneath the 20 and the 200. And remember, these moving averages act as support and resistance that move along with price. For anyone that doesn't really know much about moving averages, it takes the last, so when I say 200, depending on which chart I'm looking at. So if I'm looking at the daily, this takes the last 200 days and creates this line to show you the last 200 days of price. And this one's the last 20 days of price. This one's the last 50 days of price. And then if I go to the weekly, it's the same thing, but this is the last 50 weeks. This is the last 20 weeks, and this is the last 200 weeks. But anyways, we are underneath the 50. We're still above the 20 and the 200. Volume's still looking good. It had a huge spike here. Hopefully we can get another spike and continue moving up. When we take a look here at the MACD, we're actually curling back up, and we're trying to get that momentum to push back to the upside. So let's see how it plays out. It looks good on the weekly. On the daily, we're still a little bearish, but the weekly is always a stronger time frame. The higher the time frame, the stronger it is. So the weekly stronger than the daily stronger than the 4-hour, and so on. We're going to look here at the Fibonacci retracement, see how they played out. We always talk about golden zones. So we had a golden zone right here, the 0.5 to the 0.618. When you draw that one out, price played off of it perfectly, because it always plays as a strong level of support to continue price in whichever direction that you're going in. So we were going up. We took it from the bottom to the top. A perfect golden zone. We rode back up. Now, currently, if we take a golden zone from here to here, a Fibonacci retracement, we're stuck right here in the golden zone right now between the 0.5 and the 0.618, but it also coincides with this horizontal support level right here. So maybe we get a bounce. We could break through, but this should be a strong level. And then we also have another fib that we can pull from this way, going in the opposite direction, in a bearish way, pulling from the top to bottom. This could have played out perfectly. It looks like it did, but we'll see with time. So going from top to bottom, we have a golden zone right here, which it played perfect off of. Almost touched. I would almost consider it a touch. But when you look at it, that's actually a lot of resistance for price because you have a golden zone going into the bearish direction. You have the trend line above you, and you have this trend line above you. So that was a lot of resistance for price, and it makes sense why price ended up shooting down off of that. That's all I have for you guys today. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.